Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stay in Love Motivations. I'm Vanessa, your intuitive life strategist and your life coach motivator. Welcome to Season 4, Episode 2. This episode is it's an extension of Time to Transform, and it's called Time to Incubate. And I'll elaborate on that title a little bit later. But let's just preface last week. Last week, we touched on when you make a decision, that's when your life can really start the process, the transformation process, because it starts in your mind. And that's the only way that you can see change begin to take speed and you'll begin to see things change around you, right? The most important thing when it comes to when you make a decision is you have to stick to the decision. A lot of people fall back. A lot of people, they get afraid. And we discussed in Season 2 how fear is the culprit of your own demise. Fear. If you could eliminate the fear and really learn to walk the tightrope of faith in your life, trusting that God has you, trusting you that you have all the spiritual support, because that's what God wants. He wants you to become the best version of who you think you are, right? Because then you begin to really operate in those Jesus qualities, those loving, kind, and generous, Jesus-filled qualities, right? So when you make a decision, all hell is going to break loose. You're just going to have to trust that. You know that. Everything's going to begin to crumble around you, because what it is that world has to destroy. It has to morph. It has to, it's deteriorate because it's no longer needed. So it has to usher you away from it. And so remember that. Expect your world to change, because it will, because you made a decision. Because what you really want to take place has to begin the process, the transformation process, and it has to start in your mind. Now, today, we're going to be talking about time to incubate. And this is the most, in my opinion, one of the most important phases of the transformational process, because when you incubate, you need to make the time to go within and really learn and really take the time, because this is what happens. When you incubate, you go into you set aside time to go within, because it's as if all your life you've been holding the mirror this way. And what Spirit wants you to do is turn the mirror around this way, where it's facing you within, where you're looking inside, where you're really starting to uncover all of those hidden things that were lying dormant, and things that you didn't want to confront in your life. Things about you, my loves. Things about you that the characters in your play called life have been trying to speak to you about who you are and the things that you want to be, you need to improve upon. Okay? So the incubation period is when you set aside the time to get present, right? Go within, meditate. And I'll share a story with you. During my incubation period, one of the videos the guided meditations that I used, and it's going to be down in your description. I'll insert the link down there if it's still on YouTube. This is in 2012, so I'll check to see. If it is, I will put it down there. And the title of it is You Are Worthy. And I really didn't know who the guy's name was, but I would call him John. It's so funny. So I would listen to it, and it would just say to me, and it was his voice was so calming and so reaffirming, and it would just really help me to realize that I am worthy, because I really had to really recognize my true value, my true spiritual value as a divine being in a human body. And that's what your incubation period is going to help you. And if you want help with that, please, send me an email or contact me at www.stayinlove.com, and I will put together some great materials for you to help you with this process, because I'm telling you, it works. It really works. And the first time that I heard that video, tears began to roll down my face, because I really needed to hear that, because some of us, we don't hear that from our characters in our play called life, because we're not in that place. So the incubation period will isolate you from your world, and keep in mind, bear in mind, okay, I still had to function in day-to-day life. There were still things that I did, but there were sacrifices that I made that I wanted to really focus on me, focus on proving Vanessa. So I didn't work for a year. I lived off my unemployment. I was on food stamps. I rented a room, and I meditated. I went to the gym. I really focused on improving myself externally and internally. And you have to really decide if this is what you want. You know, if the world you're living in is not where you want it to be, then you're going to have, nothing magical is going to happen. Okay? Nothing magical is going to happen. You're going to have to make a decision. And you're going to have to just decide what's most important in your life. What is most important to you, to decide on what you need to do in order to change your world. You know, that was 5 years ago, you know, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. You know, I had some bumps and bruises and some things that, you know, happened, but, you know, I'm in such a much better emotional state. You know, I mean, and there are times where it gets dark and I go within, and because here's the thing, you get into this space, right? And you think, okay, this is it. This is where it's going to be. And this is how things are going to be. No. If you are doing the work, and if you are focusing on really self-improving, your world Spirit will put you on a fast track. It'll put you on a fast track, because there's some place you need to be. And that better version of you is waiting. And Spirit wants you to get to that space and place of you, so that you can experience all the things that you've been meditating on and dreaming about. So incubate, time to incubate. Once you have decided it's time for me to transform, you made a decision. Now you need to go in and clean out all the mess, right? Because there's a Bible scripture that talks about putting wine in an old wineskin. No, you need to get rid of all that old stuff and clean all that out, so that the new can be in. Because when the new is there, you'll be completely full of the better version of you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As you can see, I'm not in Florida. I'm visiting my sister. I've spent some time here with my family, but I'm going back to Florida. So depending on how things come about, I'm deciding on whether or not we're going to record outside because of the noise and the background noise. But we'll probably do it in the St. Pete office of where I used to record for a while for me, until I decide on what I want to do. I'm here in Mississippi with my family, and I'm getting ready to go back. But I had to begin season 4 because I just needed to do it. It's a long time coming, but I'm so grateful that it's starting to happen. And if you guys recall, back in 2012, my niece Chloe helped sign off one of the Thanksgiving episodes, and she's here today, 5 years later. And gosh, guys, wait till you see her. She is so beautiful. So hey guys, this is Chloe. Remember her in our Thanksgiving episode? That was 5 years ago, everybody. And she has really grown up here. So she's going to sign us off today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to check out the description field below on that video. That will really, really help you. And if it's not available, I will insert an even better one for you. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And remember,
stay in love.